Star Goddess. Okay, so I've had a lot of people ask me for spells, baneful spells, revenge spells, all this stuff, and protection spells and so forth. And a lot of people are eager to hurry up and get into this, and so they can start doing magic on people that get revenge on them and da 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 da. But y'all have to know, you can't rush into Baneful Magick, and I'm going to tell you why. And it's for your own good. Because if you're trying to get revenge on a witch or someone who practices magic that has been doing this for a long time, it's going to backfire on you. Because certain witches, when they do magic and when they do spells, they have spells on top of spells on top of spells. So if you were to do a return to sender or a revenge spell on that person, there's already something in place to get you already. Like, they don't have to do nothing. It's just like, for example, say someone sent a spell to someone and now they want to send it back and get revenge. Well, if the person who sent the spell has put another spell, if the person tries to return to sender to send something worse, okay, or if someone tries to return to sender or revenge spell, it does double what the first spell would do. Like, it's basically you're returning it back to yourself. So you're basically cursing yourself over and over and over. So when you try to get revenge on somebody who practices magic and has been doing it for a long time, they have multiple layers upon that spell that you're not going to be able to break through if you don't know what you're doing, okay? And a lot of people rush into Baneful Magick and they end up in a very, very bad position because, first of all, they were too eager and too quick to try to use magic to get the person back, you know? And they didn't understand what they were doing. And they didn't understand that people have spells upon spells upon spells. And they don't know how to get through that. Okay, people also have spirits and protectors, servitors, protectors, spirit guides, ancestors on their side, on the other side. So even if you try to send something back to them, their ancestors and their spirit guides and their whatever they work with is not going to let you, and they're going to cause more havoc in your life. So there are many, many loopholes in how to get around these things, but you have to be willing to learn and study and practice. You can't just jump up into witchcraft and say, okay, I need a revenge spell to get this person back, because you're putting your own self in danger. Okay, you're messing. If this person is a seasoned witch, or she got a seasoned witch to do this spell on this person, because you don't know who she got to do the spell on this person. She could have got someone who's like, she could have paid someone to do this, who's really experienced. And if a witch has done this for money, she's going to protect herself first and foremost, okay? So if you try to throw back anything, and this witch who got paid to do this spell is seasoned and knows how to protect herself against any type of, you know, send back, you're going to be in worse trouble than you ever thought. Because even though the person who paid this witch to do a bad spell on you doesn't know all of this or have any of these ancestors or spirits, that witch does, okay? That witch works with probably lots of things that you're not ready to deal with. So the best thing for you to do is to neutralize whatever is being sent to you. Get rid of it, dissolve it. Don't try to send nothing back, because when you try to send something back, there's something waiting to see if you're trying to hurt that person, and then it's going to just go for you. Excuse me. So if you neutralize the whole thing altogether, it's not causing anybody harm. It's not, and it's not going to be traced back to you. So first, you got to neutralize the spell. You have to get rid of it. And then you have to put in place your spell to whoever tries to send something to you will be sadly, you know, getting the worst of the worst. So It's sort of a protection spell as well as a spell to set up so that no one can send something to you without being harmed themselves, okay? This is a precaution, okay? This is how seasoned, more experienced witches do, when, especially when they get paid. They protect themselves first from anything coming at them. So that's what you got to do, okay? Revenge on a seasoned witch is not going to happen, okay? So you need to neutralize whatever spell that you did, like spell break. You need a spell break, okay? And if the spell is over, if it's run its course and it's done, then that's fine. You don't need to do anything. Now you need to set up a spell to stop anything from coming to you, okay? And to send it right back. If you try to do revenge on someone and they didn't issue the spell, but they paid someone, then whatever you're sending out towards the person that did the spell, it's not going to be good for you. So let's just say you just want to get revenge on the person. You don't know if they did the spell or not, but you want revenge on a certain person. Even though they didn't do the spell, they paid someone to do the spell. It's going to be hard because the person that she paid has free will, and it was her choice to do the spell in exchange for money. So whoever paid this witch is not really responsible technically for that bad thing happening. So if you try to do revenge on her, it's not really going to be revenge, it's just going to be a spell. So it can't really be a revenge spell, it just has to be a bad spell, a curse or something, you know. Because in order for a revenge spell to work, that person had to do it to you in the first place, okay? I know it's getting technical, but when you do magic, you have to deal in detail, okay? You got to deal in detail. It's very complex, okay? And simple at the same time. So if that were me, if somebody did that to me, and I knew that somebody had somebody send something to me bad, I'm not sure it was them, but I know somebody paid somebody or did it themselves to me, I would neutralize the whole spell. Okay, and then I would set up my protection so that if anybody else tries to send something to me, all hell's gonna break loose in their life automatically. Okay, that way you don't have to worry about keep doing spells, oh, revenge spells, tit for tat, tit for tat. You don't have to worry about any of that. All you gotta do is neutralize all, spell break all things that have been sent to you, and then protect yourself with repercussions. Like, if you mess with me, this is what you're asking for, this is what's going to be sent to you if you even say my name, you know, in a spell that's negative. This is done. So what you need to do is not send out revenge spells, but protect yourself with whatever protection you do with repercussions. Okay, like you'll see witches who don't even have to do spells, their enemies just bad stuff happen to them, because whenever that enemy speaks bad about that person, that witch's spirit guides here, that witch's spirits that she works with hears that, and they automatically just go shut it down. Okay, you can't send out revenge spells on seasoned witches. I'm just telling y'all. Now, if the witch doesn't know anything about that and just works with, you know, only certain types of magic, you know, that's easy to get around. But if you have a witch that's sending out curses and stuff, she's got that stuff covered. She knows how to cover her butt. Okay, especially if she's older. Okay, if she's an older witch, don't mess with her, because she has built up relationships with spirits and who knows what else over time, and they're all still there. Okay, and let's just say you work with one of them. Let's say y'all work with the same spirits, but she's known that spirit longer, and she can convince that spirit that you need to be taught a lesson because blah 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 blah. That spirit will be like, you right, she needs to be taught a lesson. He needs to be taught a lesson, because, you know, if they're going to be studying, you know, this and using me for this and that, they need to know what they're up against. So I need to give them a little taste. So you, seasoned witches can convince the spirits you work with, if they work with them, to mess you up. Even though you might pour them libations every day, have an altar set up to them, have a poster of them on your wall, they can get around that. Especially if they've been dealing with them longer, okay? So you have to remember that. Now ancestors, you know, your personal ancestors can help you too. Yo, that's my dog on the, trying to get in the room. But yeah, you have personal ancestors that can help you. There's spirits, there's Lao, there's deities, there's all that just waiting to do something. You know, they're like, okay, mess with my witch. Mess with my witch. Say her name. Say her name. Oh, shit, they didn't say it. They're waiting for you to try to do revenge on this lady, okay? So I don't recommend it just for that reason. Not because, you know, things are going to come back 3 times fold. That's not it. Because if this person didn't work with spirits and they didn't have all these spells upon spells upon spells, you could get revenge on them with no problem. But I'm telling you, witches that do curses and baneful magic for a living, they have insurance, and that's the insurance, okay? Protection. So, if you don't know if this spell was put on you by a paid witch or just a person themselves, then you need to find out before you start doing some type of magic on whoever returned to sender. I'm just saying, because your life can become a nightmare real quick if you don't slow down, slow your roll, and do some research, do some learning, and all of that. Because let me tell you, I know a lot of young people who have just jumped into witchcraft to get back at somebody, and they ended up worse off than they thought that they would. You know, the person wanted to get revenge on someone, and this person, grandmama, granddaddy, sister, cousin, aunt, were all witches, and they had protection on this person already. And this new person just comes in and starts trying to send revenge out. Not a good idea. You don't know what this person's background is. You don't know who their family is. You don't know who they paid to do this spell. You don't know none of that. So unless you find that out, or you know, don't do a revenge spell. Do a break, cleanse, then protect yourself with repercussions. Okay? That is the wisest thing any witch could do. Okay? Because no one can come at you and you don't have to watch your back constantly. Okay? I might do one of those spell breaks and a protection that sends back whatever somebody's trying to send to you. I know I've already done the Archangel Michael spell, but I know y'all want something else because not everybody works with Archangel Michael. So I will try to do another protection spell and a curse break or a hex break spell very soon. But until then, if y'all have some hex breakers, some curse breakers, and some protections returned to sender before it even touches you, put it in the comments. Now, if you're protected before a seasoned witch tries to curse you, it's just not going to work, and there's nothing they can do about it. You know, they might try to convince your spirit guides or whoever you work with, but you need to that's why a lot of people make pacts with spirits. You need to tell them, no matter what, I don't want to learn no lesson, because everything is free will, okay? And if you're working with them, you can tell them, I don't need to learn any lessons that any witch says I need to learn in advance. Like, you got to cover all your bases. You got to say, you know what, spirit guides and ancestors and deities, I don't want to learn any lessons. I just want to be protected. That's all I ask of you. Just protect me. I will learn my lesson another day, another way. You know, because they will try to go to your spirit guides and be like, you know what, they need to learn a lesson. And if they can bribe your spirit guide because they've known them longer and their relationship is stronger, then or your deity or your Lao, then, you know, they can be bribed and stuff. So you gotta make a contract or you got to say, you know what, I don't need to learn any lessons, and do this before you even, you know, have people throwing stuff at you. You know, do this when you first start working with these spirits, okay? Just so y'all know. Okay, I'll see y'all later. Bye.